Yeah, I usually don't talk about that stuff, but yes, I did. I did. And yeah, well, I mean, we reached out to his wife as soon as we heard and told her if there's anything you need. And yes, I did.
Journal, because I don't remember anything from May 28th to July 2. No recollection, zero idea. No idea what happened.
Dana White reveals shocking details about Ben Askren's medical history, turning what was once considered routine into a controversy that's sparking outrage, drawing fans and fighters into a storm of uncertainty. After undergoing a double lung transplant, Ben Askren reflected on a brutal recovery that left him nearly unrecognizable to himself. He lost 50 pounds in just 45 days and has no memory of much of the ordeal. What stood out most was the overwhelming love and support from the wrestling community, something he likened to experiencing his own funeral while still alive.
I just read through my wife's journal. It's like a movie. It's ridiculous. So I only died 4 times, right? Or the ticker stopped for about 20 seconds. That's not ideal. I don't know if you guys know that. But I got the double lung transplant. I made it out to the other side of it, gaining quite a bit of strength. Learning to use everything again. I was actually on the scale yesterday, 147 pounds. I've been on 47 pounds since 15 years old. So I lost like 50 pounds in a 45-day period.
That emotional outpouring gave Ben a renewed sense of purpose. Despite the suffering his family endured alongside him, he's now more motivated than ever to give back. The support system that lifted him up during his darkest hours has fueled his determination to help others. It's no longer just about recovery, it's about making every moment count for the people who stood by him.
So, man, that was a battle. Luckily, I don't remember most of it. And you know, the thing that was most impactful to me was all the love I felt from everybody. And it was almost like I got to have my own funeral, right? I still remember 30 years ago when Dave Schultz died, and you listen to all these older people, you know, recollect how much they enjoyed him, how much they loved him. And, you know, obviously he never had to hear that. I'm sure some people told him, but so man, the outpouring of love from the wrestling community was just amazing. It felt so good, and so you know, I'm more motivated than ever to.
Even Dana White was stunned by the transformation. Seeing Ben after the transplant, Dana barely recognized him, both physically and in spirit. From a reported staph infection that ravaged his lungs to months of uncertainty, the ordeal was unimaginable. Dana reached out to Ben's wife throughout the crisis, recognizing the quiet strength it took just to survive. Now, seeing Ben awake is its own kind of victory.
I saw that popping up on my feed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't even look the same. In such
Didn't even recognize him.
You know the kind of shape you got to be in to go through what that guy just went through. It's unbelievable. I don't know all the details. I think it started with staph, and from staph it ended up his lungs somehow. From what I understand, I reached out to his wife a few times during the, she, I'm sure, was an absolute wreck, and yeah, it's good to see him wake up.
As the MMA community continues to show support, Dana White was asked directly whether the UFC is helping Ben Askren through his recovery. Though typically private about such matters, Dana confirmed he personally reached out to Ben's wife early on and offered assistance. While he avoided going into detail, he made it clear, yes, he did help and still plans to.
So the question is, did UFC support him, or are you planning to support him in any way in his recovery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean by support him?
Maybe financially, or...
Yeah, I usually don't talk about that stuff, but yes, I did. I did, and yeah, well, I mean, we reached out to his wife as soon as we heard and told her if there's anything you need, and yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Yes. I just don't like talking about that shit. It's just, that's between us but yes.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay.
The support pouring in for Ben Askren has come from all corners, even unexpected ones. Jake Paul, once his fiercest rival, contributed to Ben's transplant fund. That gesture surprised many, showing how serious Ben's condition had become. As more people learned about his situation, the fighting world rallied, including Jorge Masvidal, who sent a heartfelt message encouraging Ben's recovery and strength.
It's just insane. Insurance is a scam, and it's so sad. Right when you need these companies, they're not there, and it's up, and his insurance denied him to get the double lung transplant, which is also one of the most expensive surgeries, which is why they denied it. It just sucks. It sucks that no one's doing anything. I was obviously super busy this week, so we're figuring out the donation now, but none of these people like Dana or anyone's stepping in, so I feel like I have to do something, and that's really all it is.
While critics doubted Jake Paul's legitimacy as a fighter, his actions outside the ring told a different story. When Ben Askren's insurance fell through and support was denied, Jake stepped in to help financially. The gesture shocked many but earned him genuine respect. It wasn't for clout, it was selfless. In that moment, he proved character can outweigh controversy.
So actually it leaked out about Ben Askren, what was going on.
Look, we just pray for Ben to get better. What Jake has done for many people is unbelievable at his age of 28. He was putting a belt, right, on a number of fighters' waists today at age 28. Who else is doing that in the sport? In any sport? Who's lifting the trophy? There's no promoter like him. And what he does in terms of charitable contributions, what he does in terms of boxing bullies, what he does for other athletes. There's times when there's news of some athlete being sick or needing help in the UK, and he hits me up and he's like, hey, let's help this person out. And I say, okay, no problem. It's his money, but sure. So let's hear it for Jake Paul, please.
Luke Thomas expressed his frustration bluntly. If Jake Paul really covered Ben Askren's transplant, it highlights just how broken the system is. While the truth about who paid may still be uncertain, what's undeniable is that Ben's life hinged not on medicine but money. Insurance companies, gatekeepers of survival, weighing human life against profit margins. For many, it's a gamble they never win.
Deronimer, what do you make of Askren's insurance company unwilling to pay for his transplant and Jake Paul, of all people, footing the bill for his surgery? Makes me understand, not condone, the CEO getting offed. Well, first of all, there's a couple of premises built in. I don't know why they denied him insurance. I have no clue. I'm sure it's a bullshit reason, but I'm just saying I don't know what the reason is. And did we confirm that it was Jake Paul who paid? I know somebody paid. I don't know if it was Jake Paul. Insurance is a scam. Insurance is a scam. We could easily insure essentially everybody in this country without in any way bankrupting it. We simply choose not to. And therefore, we farm out who gets to live and die based on corporations like United Health, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Luke reflected on his own insurance, admitting it's better than most, but still uncertain when it truly counts. He's seen too many people diagnosed with terminal illnesses, only to discover their policies don't cover life-saving treatments. The result? They're left with no options. It's a cruel reminder that in America, survival often depends less on care and more on cost.
How is this the way things go? Are you happy with your insurance? I have decent insurance today. I'm on my wife's insurance. It's better than a lot of other insurance I've had previously, but when I really need them, can I count on them? I don't know. I know so many people who find out, oh, I got stage 4 cancer, and then they're not eligible for certain forms of treatment. They just have to die. Or many other cases. I mean, how many of you had? You go into you go to the ER, all of a sudden they don't cover it, and now you got a bill for $9,000. You're like, what the fuck is this? We are choosing to do this.
Meanwhile, the entire boxing community is worried for Askren. Jorge Masvidal's message echoed the community's shared belief that Ben is a warrior. Ben himself, despite everything, remains active on social media.
This goes out to the one and only Ben Askren. What's up, my brothers? I know we were rivals in the ring. I just want to say, God bless you. And when I get back in America, if I could come shake your hand, brother, and just share a prayer with you, it'll be amazing, man. I know you're going to pull through this because you're a warrior, brother. God bless. Your story is crazy inspirational, what you're going through right now. God bless you, man. I'm hoping to get back and be able to just shake your hand, bro. I hope all is well, brother.
Ben Askren has been candid on social media, reflecting on how surreal his medical battle feels. He admitted he never smoked cigarettes or weed, which made the lung failure even more baffling. But instead of dwelling on the why, he's chosen to accept reality. There's no time for self-pity, only the will to fight forward and rebuild his life.
And I just wanted to give one Mental Mondays message, and that was, I'm gonna plead guilty. I felt guilty for myself one time, right? And that doesn't do anyone any good. And I thought, man, I never smoked one cigarette, never smoked any weed, never did anything. Why did my lungs get stolen from me? Right? Why is this happening to someone who smokes habitually? Then I realized it happened. So over, done with. I could be bitter and angry. I could whine, cry. It's not gonna help anybody. I am where I am now, and I'm gonna move forward the best that I can. So, I hope you guys are enjoying the updates. I will not feel sorry for myself. I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon.
Facing it head-on means understanding the severity. Joe Rogan explained that Ben suffered from necrotic pneumonia, which was literally destroying his lung tissue. Doctors had to place him on a ventilator and ultimately replace one of his lungs. Now he must take immunosuppressants for life. With his immune system weakened, every cold or infection could be dangerous. This transplant changes everything permanently.
I think they call it necrotic pneumonia. So essentially it was rotting holes in his lung tissue. And so they had to put him on a ventilator, and apparently one of his lungs is just gone and they have to replace it, which is that's so crazy, because then you have to be on medication for your entire life because your body wants to reject the lung because it's not your lung. So you have to take these immunosuppressant. So now your immune system is severely suppressed because you have to take immunosuppressant drugs in order to have this. Like, I have a friend who had a heart transplant, and he's all fucked up because of it. You know, it's just like you're always worried about getting sick because your immune system is very compromised.
Damn, that's gonna change his life.
Oh my God! I mean, he's still in a medically induced coma, I believe. I think he's out of the coma now. Like, he looks at people and he can kind of talk a little bit.
Joe went on to share that Ben is finally out of the coma, recognizing faces and slowly regaining his speech. It's been weeks of agony and uncertainty. Ben had originally ignored the symptoms, even traveling to a Bitcoin conference before things spiraled. The root cause is a deep-seated staph infection that turned deadly, silently ravaging his lungs before he realized the danger.
But I mean, this is all going on for many, many weeks now. Yeah, and I think what happened was he was feeling like shit, and he didn't know how bad it was, and he went to a Bitcoin conference. You know, he traveled, and then it got real bad. And then he realized, oh, this is serious.
So it was a staph kind of inside of his lung?
Can you see if we can find that? If it it started with a staph infection.
That sounds like it would really hurt. Staph infections by themselves hurt really bad. I couldn't imagine having it in your lungs where you're breathing into.
Following Ben's decision to face reality, medical experts like Dr. David Abbasi are offering insight into what lies ahead. He explains that lung transplant recipients face long-term challenges, especially the constant risk of rejection. Immunosuppressant drugs help prevent the body from attacking the new lungs, but they also weaken the immune system, making patients more vulnerable to deadly infection, even from minor illnesses.
There is a low survivorship over the course of 5 to 10 years because there's several issues that come along with having transplants, and that is you can now have to take medications to suppress your own immune system from attacking the transplant. So you would have to take medications that decrease your immune system so that your body's immune system doesn't go and attack the bilateral lung transplant, which can still happen. So rejection is one risk that can cause mortality, your body's immune system attacking the foreign object. So one way to combat that, again, is to take these immunosuppressant drugs that depress the immune system. However, now that you're on the seesaw, because that can cause its own set of problems, such as infections, because your body's not able to fight bacteria, viruses.
This delicate balance highlights just how close Ben came to the edge. His longtime friend Mark Bader shared that it all began in a Nevada hospital where doctors weren't sure he'd survive. Ben was later transported back to Wisconsin and placed on the transplant list. Despite the odds and moments of doubt, he pulled through, proving once again he's a fighter.
He mentioned at that time, I guess on that, when I talked to him on the 31st, Maybe the day before they weren't sure if he was going to make it or not. So I thought, shoot, and we're all really close. I had my kids that weekend, and I have them till 6 p.m. on Sunday. So I dropped them off at their mom's house, and I drove straight to the airport and caught a 7:30 flight to Las Vegas. En route on that, I think it was June 1st, Sunday. As I'm en route to Vegas, I get a message that, hey, good news, they're going to take the tube out tomorrow on Monday. I thought, awesome. And then I was like, maybe I overreacted. Maybe I actually didn't need to go out there, but okay, I guess I'll go out there and see him for a day or something and then come back. And
Mark Bader recalled the emotional moment of visiting Ben in the ICU. Seeing him intubated, hooked to machines, brought back memories of his own father's struggle. On June 1st, Ben began to wake. His body was swollen, hands restrained, but he squeezed Mark's hand. His wife spoke softly to him. It looked like torture, but even then, Ben showed signs of fighting back.
We're there to see him, so we go to the hospital and we're visiting with him. And actually that Monday, June 1st, he was... And it's tough seeing somebody you love intubated. I saw my dad like that 13 months prior. Thank God he's okay to this day. But when you walk in there and see a loved one hooked up to the machine that's breathing for him, it's tough, But he was actually kind of could wake up that day. And what I learned so much throughout this whole process. But he's got 100 machines hooked up to him, next to him, and they got different drugs and they're monitoring things and whatever, and they're trying to find the right combination of drugs and ventilator to wean him off the sedation so he can wake up.
This confirmation adds another layer to the support surrounding Ben's recovery. Coming off Daniel Cormier's heartfelt update, the reassurance from Dana White shows that those closest to Ben, both in and outside the octagon, are stepping up. With Ben now back home in Wisconsin, surrounded by loved ones, every gesture of help becomes a building block in his long road to healing.
Ben Askren, our good friend from the champ, is having a hard time. So that night that we did the episode of at the last one, Ben was complaining about some issues. He had some infections. He had a really tough time when he went to that convention in Vegas. He was stuck there for a while. I want to report to you guys that he is now back home in Wisconsin. He's with his family, his beautiful wife, Amy, and everybody's just kind of praying that Ben gets better and we can start moving forward with life for Ben. It's so sad, and I don't know how at times in life things like this happen to someone that's so good, because Ben Askren's a good guy. So
Ben Askren's fight isn't in the cage, it's for life itself. With every setback, he shows unmatched courage. From the love of his family to the loyalty of fans and friends, his journey reminds us what truly matters. This story isn't just about survival, it's about strength, unity, and hope beyond headlines.